Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and welcome back to the fish room. So today is just going to be a quick update on the 300-gallon reef. I just finished a 48-hour Chemiclean treatment on this, did a 35-gallon water change, and it is the very next day, and I just kind of want to show you how the tank looks, and also that it looks like we have started our fish fragging. Basically, you can see this huge chunk of this ATL blue clover has been smacked off. And yeah, this is actually the third coral that's been broken off over the last couple weeks. And the tank really isn't that full. If you guys remember what it looked like before we overhauled it a couple times, it was much fuller. I started running into fragging issues with Big Bertha, if you guys remember her, the big flamingo tang. And I'm surprised that, that these fish are already fragging out some of these colonies. But you can see if there really isn't a ton of space between the front glass. You can see where that one frag kind of got broken off, so there really isn't a ton of space, but yeah, it just seems kind of early. It doesn't seem like it's full enough to start fragging via the fish. But anyway, so overall the tank is looking pretty good. Why did I do the Chemiclean treatment? Well, every once in a while I do get some cyanobacteria. The flow in this tank really isn't as high as it once was, given that I am only using 4 MP40s. I used to have some MP60s, some Neros, some other pumps in here, and since then I've just kind of, and also the wave pumps, can't forget the Apex wave pumps. Those have since died, and some of the other pumps have died, so I'm just really down to the 4 basic MP40s. I might add 2 more when I get a chance, just kind of filling in a gap over here and then up at the top on the right hand side. But other than that, the flow really isn't as high, so maybe I just don't have enough flow in the tank, and the coral structures just aren't as strong as they once were in the original prior to the overhaul, when I had a lot more flow, causing the coral to have to grow stronger skeletal structures. Who knows? Maybe it's just a fluke and the fish just kind of swam into it really hard. Either way, I don't mind, because I actually had to get in here. It was one of the corals that I had to get in here and cut to kind of keep the inventory in the frag tank going. So yeah, speaking of that, I am going to come in here and cut some more. You can see that everything's kind of getting intertwined, and I want to cut it before it ends up like this guy. I don't know if you can see it, but I did have a decent acro down here. It's really hard to see. And he has since been shaded out and killed by the ATL blue clover. So yeah, I'm going to get in here and do some fragging here soon, just to kind of keep the stock and inventory going on the website. And speaking of that, if you do want to buy any coral from the 300, check out the website. It is 25% off everything on there for this month, and the code will be in the description as well as the comment section. And there's a bunch of buy one get one free on a lot of the corals, again, because the frag tank is relatively full, but I still have to get in here and trim to keep up on certain items. But yeah, tank is looking pretty good. There's no more cyanobacteria. Wherever I get it, like in here specifically, I'll get it on the back wall a little bit. You can see there's a kind of a little shade of it, nothing too crazy. And then I get it on the bottom. Outside of that, there really isn't anything. Even that looks a lot worse on camera than it does in person. But there might be just a tiny bit on the bottom, but again, there's nothing crazy. And I try not to go over 48 hours for my cyanobacteria cleaning. If for whatever reason, if it was to get worse or get bad over the next couple weeks, I would do another treatment. But it's once every 4 or 5 months I'll do one. It's really not that big of a deal. It's really in the sump, in the refugium, is where the cyanobacteria will collect 99% of the time. But outside of that, really like the tank. It is growing in. I do like this 3-pillar look, just because I can use a lot of, I don't know if I could show you, but I do like these rock structures on the bottom. They're actually starting to, you can see it's starting to encrust onto the glass, so I can't really move that one anymore. But I like using these rock structures because I can grow Monty Coral. I got 3 Monties on that back one there, which is kind of definitely filling in. And I like them just in general to grow out acros on the bottom glass, just kind of filling in these spots. Plus having the new, if you guys remember, I did the DIY frag rocks. You can see there's one here, and you can see that the acros are about to touch the tort. It's about to touch here, and then we have the one over here again, starting to grow pretty well. Looks like the lights just turned off. Something just turned off. Yep, the T5's just turned off because it is a little late. So we're just rocking LEDs. So forgive me if the video looks a little off. But yeah, I'm happy with the tank. The growth is just on par as it usually is when it comes to kind of overall how long it takes to grow the system out. And I guess I can answer that question. One of you guys were asking, from 1-inch frags to basically having to overhaul the tank, how long did it take? It was just under 2 years, pretty much, before Big Bertha really got in here and was destroying the tank on the original overhaul. So I'd say 2 years is about average for me on a main display such as the 300, before I really have to get in here and cut out major colonies just to make room, or just do overhauls in general. So we're approaching, I think we're like at a year right now. I think we're at a year, almost a year. I'll have to double check through the videos, but I'm pretty sure we're at about a year for this overhaul and what you're seeing right now. So hopefully I get another year out of it. It's close. I mean, things, I mean, I guess I can get in here and frag some more, but things are really starting to, you know, they're you know, like this, I did have a lot of forest fire digi here, but it is getting melted by a lot of coral. So I can do a video if you guys want, talking about coral placement and kind of how I set this up to do long-term growth and fragging for success. But again, there's always going to be a casualty somewhere, and if you miss a couple weeks of fragging, you'll get stuff like this, where the spondonas will come in here and just start murdering, as well as the green slimer will just start getting in there and murdering other things. But yeah, you can't save them all, but you can do your best to manage the growth and kind of the overall death when placing corals in here. So if you guys want to see that video, let me know. Outside of that, I did lose my large Sergeant Major damsel. He passed away, as well as one of my clownfish. I mentioned that this one kind of beat the crap out of, passed away. And I lost my goby, I think it is. It's the one from Finding Nemo, like the yellow and pink one. Lost him as well. So lost 3 fish over the last couple months. Not really happy about that, but I did set up a quarantine tank, and I'm going to show you guys a video on the quarantine tank system here, and we're going to be getting some more fish in here. Not so much tangs, but we will put a lot more smaller fish, just because the tang aggression is pretty much tapped out in here, and I'm not in the business of pissing off Mr. Blue, because if he gets his whole fins in a bunch, he'll get in here and start going to town on the rest of them. So we have I think we have like 7 or 8 tangs in here, and I'm pretty sure that's good. I'm going to leave it at that and kind of go from there. So with that, that's pretty much the update for the video. I don't want to go too long. I just wanted to show you guys the tank. Looking really good, happy with it. And again, if you guys want to support the channel, if you want any of this coral, check out the website. Outside of that, if you guys have any suggestions or anything you want to mention regarding the tank setup, or if you've used Chemiclean, let me know what your experience. And if you've done more than 48 hours, even though the box says to only go a max of 48 hours, if you've gone longer and it still had success, let me know. I'll be willing to try it and see how it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.